Hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to The Done Creative. Before we get into this pick a card reading, I just wanted to let you all know I have a live stream channel where I go live a few times a week called The Done Creative Live. Link for that channel is in the description below. But for this pick a card reading, we're going to be doing a little spiritual checkup or check-in. We're going to put our finger to the pulse of your spiritual life just to see what's going on, things you're doing well, things you can improve, just whatever guidance Spirit wants to have come through. Remember though, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you and your life and your situation and leave the rest behind. So if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy and focus in on piles number 1, 2, and 3. And if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be messages in each pile for you. Once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, let's go ahead and get a message. Do a little bit of a spiritual check-in or check-up. Again, put the finger on the pulse of your spiritual life just to see what's going on. Any words of wisdom or guidance from Spirit, anything that needs to come through, we're just going to roll with it. So group number 1, let's start right here in the middle. This is kind of the, I guess I was kind of figuring this would be the theme or the underlying energy of what was going on in your spiritual life. We have here big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. Wow. Yeah, this is big energy, big picture thinking. You guys are releasing a lot of limiting beliefs about yourself, about what you feel is possible for you and the world. You're really seeing things from a more positive perspective, that bigger picture. You're not so immersed in your own problems. You're just trying to figure out big picture stuff, big picture planning, maybe even in your life. You're not so focused on what the problems are, but maybe what the solutions may be is really the energy that's coming forth with this. But I love that we have this citrine here. It says bring in the light. So many of you may be having a lot of extreme ascension symptoms, and if you're like, well, what's this? What are ascension symptoms? That is basically the incoming energy from the cosmos, from the universe, that is helping to raise the consciousness on this planet. And many of us as a collective are raising from third dimensional consciousness to Christ consciousness or 5D consciousness. So we have to release a lot of the past, let go a lot of who we thought we were or the masks that we wore to try to fit into society. We're releasing a lot of that. But you guys really are anchoring this light in, and a lot of times when that light is pouring in, we can become dizzy, we can become tired, we can become lethargic, sick, we can have weird muscle aches, pains, headaches. Neck and back pain are really common, especially back of the head, neck, shoulder area, lower back, mid back, all the back, back, lots of back pain. So if you're having back pain and there's nothing you can really attribute it to or point it to, maybe you thought, oh, I slept wrong on my neck, or I have a huge headache today, just know this is energetic most likely. And you really are anchoring in a lot of new energy, new frequency, new light. Your bodies are upgrading. You are, making room for more light by smoky quartz, letting it go. You're letting the past go, releasing a lot of past trauma, wounds, baggage from childhood, earlier in life, or maybe even past life stuff. You're just ready to just purge it all out and be ready to move forward with a lighter body, because we can't take all this density with us to 5D. Like it doesn't work that way. So many of us are being asked at this time to just let go of things. Of course, this isn't just saying, okay, I'm done with this, that's it, moving on. No, you gotta feel these traumas that are coming up, these wounds. You gotta really feel into what this is. You gotta feel it so you can heal it, so you can deal with it, so you can release it and move forward. That's what Spirit is asking you to do right now. Now here in the middle, we have this card, the Rapture of Remembering. Call to mind your favorite nighttime dream. Take a swim in the dream stream and get drenched in its soulful potency. Carry droplets of the dream back onto dry land of your waking reality as you embody its energy and infuse its vibrancy. And here's a hot tip, a little life hack that you can you know, if you're someone who doesn't remember your dreams, or maybe you don't have a lot of dreams that you even care to revisit, going into meditation, meeting your own higher self in a meditation, going and just listening to some meditation music and just going within and see what pops up. This is going to be a really beautiful way you can bring this higher vibrational energy into your day-to-day life, your daily routine, and just really be able to anchor more of your light. So I love with the visionary and inspired ideas, you also have the master number 33 here, joyful muse, inspiration. So you guys really are getting a lot of divinely guided ideas, not only just in your spiritual life or for your spiritual practice, but this is like leaking out into all areas of life. There really is no separation with you guys. The spiritual life, the personal life, the work life, the whatever. It's like you guys like to infuse your spirituality in everything and your creativity in everything. So it just, you know, it's that overlap energy I always talk about here. So there is a lot of inspiration coming in, a lot of big ideas and inspired ideas, just really divinely guided inspiration that you guys are following. And maybe you don't even know why, and maybe you're not even trying to create, you know, something that you're going to be able to show other people or sell or monetize in any way. This is just for you, some of you. I mean, some of you absolutely can monetize these things if that's your prerogative. But I'm seeing many of you guys just doing things just to bring you your own sense of peace, your own sense of joy. Because when you are in doing creative things, you are in the flow state, or the flow of life, the flow of the universe. And when you're in that flow state, this is when you can really anchor in a lot of that beautiful high vibrational frequency and light that is pouring onto this planet right now. And also getting out in nature, I really do see that as something that, you know, not only are you bringing this light in through your own body, your own vessel, you're anchoring this light into the earth. And the best way, the quickest way, the most, you know, fulfilling way to do that is to put your bare feet on the planet, on the earth. Get in the waters of the earth, the natural waters. Climb trees, get out, you know, walk the beach, walk the sand. Garden in your bare feet with your flowers and the birds and the bees and I just see some hummingbirds coming in. Maybe that's a special message from spirit for some of you. I see a grandmother energy that she loved hummingbirds and she wants to say she's with you by sending you a little hummingbird right now. So there you go. Maybe some of you will be seeing hummingbirds very soon. And they're not a very common thing to be seeing. So if you see them, just know that's very special. All right, so what else do we have? We've got here Feast of Plenty with the number 20, which adds up to 2, and we've got 2 swords coming in here. So this really does remind me of the 2 of Swords, because it also has the word choices and their consequences. So, you know, that 2 of Swords energy is kind of having the blindfold on, not really being able to make a move, make a decision. So there may be something going on in your life where you're still worried, oh, I'm going to make the wrong decision, or I don't know what way to move forward. Spirit is showing me, if you go within, do some meditation, do some self-care, get out in nature, get creative, this is going to bring your answers. So any choices and their consequences that you will be dealing with, or maybe are dealing with, do all of those things to really immerse yourself in this planet, in this higher dimensional frequency that's coming in, so that you can know what's best for you. Some of you may even be leaving certain things behind, making a choice, and then, you know, suffering the consequences. There really is no suffering, but you know, especially someone who needs to leave a relationship. You know it's going to be a long, hard road leaving this relationship, trying to reestablish yourself on your own, and ta-da. But in the long run, those consequences are going to pay off majorly, because you're going to be in a much more joyful state to be able to anchor more light, to be able to raise your vibration even more. So that only will resonate, that leaving a relationship for some of you. But others of you, this could be leaving a toxic work environment, a toxic friendship, leaving an area or residence and moving somewhere else, somewhere where the energy is going to flow much better, like we were talking about earlier. So then here we have divine abundance. You were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant, not chase it. So yes, one of the best ways you can feel abundant is to grow a garden or get out in nature. Spend time with people you love, because that beautiful energy that you're creating with other people or with the earth, this is bringing you so much abundance. And abundance also doesn't always have to look like a monetary gain. It can look like beautiful, deep connections with those you love. It can look like harvesting the fruits of that literal labor in a garden. It can just look like much happiness. It doesn't always have to be monetary, like I said. But although when you are in this high vibe state, it's like the money just starts flowing to you, because again, money is just energy, energy is currency, or currency is money, money is currency. You know, with the current of life, the energy of life, money will flow. Okay, so we also have the intuition card, and we've got a big beautiful heart here with an eye. So it's almost like seeing to the heart of a situation, or being able to see things through the lens of love is really what I'm hearing as well. But on this intuition card, it says, each person's road to their inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. You guys really are the spiritual check-in that you're getting, or the checkup. You're getting a clean bill of health, a clean report, letting you know that yes, you have been listening to your intuition, and it's just gonna be, it's that intuitive muscle that I always talk about during my intuition exercises or my intuition tests here on my channel. The more you practice this, the more you're going to gain access and feel really confident in the knowing and in the trust that your intuition is on point. So the more you're practicing using your intuition, the easier it's going to be to know what that feels like for you. But you guys really are, I'm seeing also like that third eye, that clairvoyance, maybe even claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. All of these clairs are really fine-tuning. I see someone like tuning this violin here, tuning these spiritual gifts to really know how to use them, how to call on them when you're like, okay, I need help, guides. Show me something that's going to help me out. Really fine-tuning. And with that 33, we didn't really talk about the numerology there. 33 is the number of the Ascended Masters. So many of you may be having a lot of Ascended Masters, really wanting to work with you right now, maybe even Archangels. Although I really do associate Archangels more with the number 4 or 44. But Ascended Masters, at the very least, are coming in hot for you guys to be able to use these archetypes to your advantage to really bring on some beautiful ideas, bring in more light into this planet. So wow, we went in, we figured it out. You guys are doing well. Keep going on your journey. And remember, if you are having a low time, allow yourself to feel through it. Feel it, to heal it, to deal with it. And you know, when you want access to more beautiful light, you can go into meditation, go into nature, get creative, do some self-care. All of these ways are little avenues up the mountain, or little paths up the mountain to get you to your spiritual peak. So I hope this resonated for you. Group number 1, you will have to let me know below what you thought. Any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative, and also over on my live stream channel, the Done Creative Live, where I go live doing readings over there a few times a week. Link for that channel is in the description below. We hope to see you over there. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's do this spiritual checkup or check-in just to see how you're doing on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual path. Any words of advice or guidance from Spirit? Let's just see what comes up. All right, group 2, so we're just going to start right here in the middle, and this was the card I kind of figured would be the overall energy or the overall theme of this spiritual checkup or check-in. And we have the card, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So many of you are shaking things up. You're moving on from the past. You're righting wrongs. There's a sense of forgiveness that is really pervading this reading for you guys, and just uprooting yourselves. If you realize or think that something in your life, a relationship, a job, a situation, a place of residence, friend circles, whatever the case may be for you, that just aren't serving your highest good anymore, or maybe you just don't resonate with certain things or people or situations anymore, this is the call from your spirit team, from your own higher self, that it's time to level up and move in a direction that feels more, you know, fulfilling for your soul. And I love that with this I'm sorry card, we also got the rhodonite, which it says here, find a way to forgive. That rhodonite crystal is a heart chakra centered crystal that's all about forgiveness, self-love, self-care, helping with grief as well. Those of you that have lost someone, or you know, maybe grieve things or people or situations from your past, you wish life could still be that great. It's going to resonate different for each of you, but you guys are finding a way to forgive, especially yourselves, forgiving others, because when we harbor resentments and traumas that other people have inflicted upon us, and we keep sending hatred or just negativity their way or thinking about it, It's like drinking poison. And the more we think about it, the more we ruminate on it, the more hate we send the way of the person or the situation that didn't work out, or whatever the case may be. We just carry it and get our own energetic field even more dense and more dense and more dense. So as you can forgive yourself, forgive others, right the wrongs of the past in the best of your ability in every moment, and move yourself or remove yourself from situations, places, relationships that just aren't serving your highest good anymore, this is really going to work and bring you light years ahead in your spiritual journey, because we are all as a collective really feeling this kind of shake-up, kind of quickening energy, almost like Mother Earth is about to start shaking and like fleas on her back. We're gonna go flying if we're not holding on and ready and prepared. So what I'm really seeing with you guys is just doing as much leveling up as you can, just in your personal lives and in your interpersonal relationships with other people, what it is you do to create abundance in your life, you know, your job, your career, your hobbies, you know, people you spend your time with, places you go. All of this is going to affect your vibration. So it's time to really level up in these areas, especially in the area of self-care, self-forgiveness, self-love. I really do see this as a major theme with you guys, because we also have Ocean Jasper. Schedule yourself in. So many of you guys have really run yourself ragged, or, you know, poured from that empty cup so much that now there's nothing left. It's dry. The well has gone dry. So now is maybe time for some of you to take a little hot minute, a little time out to do the self-love, self-care, self-forgiveness, do some shadow work if that feels like it's real close to the surface. Again, if it's not close to the surface, you don't have to go digging for it. Anything that is meant to be healed and released, it will come up, almost like they're showing me like glass embedded in skin. Like the body will work to remove the glass as long as there's an exit point. I mean, if that skin is still open, the body will kind of work that glass back up to the surface. But of course, if we, you know, have gotten surgery or something and that had been sewn up and there's still a piece of glass, it would still work its way to like the dermis or like the epidermis. I'm not even sure, like I'm no medical professional here, but Spirit's showing me like them working that glass kind of out to the outer layer. And if you have it open, or it's easy to open, you know, of course, we're not going to go around cutting ourselves open, but metaphorically speaking, you know, just reaching just below the surface to be able to heal what's there. But those of you who are just ready to dive in and do a lot of shadow work, you can always do that as well. But if you guys really just feel like a lot of times, like life is moving so fast anyway, I just don't even have enough time in a day to do anything anyway, how can I take time out to heal and grieve and do self-care and da-da-da-da-da? Then just take it as it comes. But those of you who have some time and are prepared and really want to dive deep, believe me, everything you do, all of these actions you're taking to dive into this shadow, it's just going to bring more light into the shadow to really illuminate those shadowy patches. I mean, think of it. You have a dark room, you light a candle, it lights it up significantly more than just the dark. But then say you turn on the light, the overhead light, it lights it up even more. So doing this shadow work is like turning on that overhead light, or, you know, the light in the middle of the room, and it really illuminates everything. Of course, there's still shadows cast by the light, but that's how you know where to go, is you see the darkness in the light. But when everything's dark, you don't know what's going on, you don't know where to go. So this shadow work is like you turning a light on. Many of you guys are diving into that, or have really been on that shadowy work journey, or dark night of the soul kind of journey. And this is saying the more you dive into that and offload the traumas of the past, you're really leveling yourself up spiritually. Even if it feels really yucky when you're in it and when you've been in it, and you know, just all the things associated with it, it's just not fun. It's not fun to heal and move through that. But once you're kind of on the other side of a mass purge of healing, oh man, does it feel so good. Oh, does it feel so good. And you guys are almost there. You're almost there, because look here, we've got Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. The time is now to make these changes. We've got the 23 here, which adds up to 5, which is all about making those beautiful changes in your life. But, you know, 5s are also associated with conflict, confrontation. And again, this to me feels very self-centric. Not self-centered, but self-centric. Like this is centered within you. Having this conflict or this kind of, you know, controversy within yourself. Like you're shaking things up within yourself so that you can move into what is meant for you, because now is the time. The wheel of fortune has now turned in your favor, and the good karma from the past, all that hard work you've put into healing and doing the spiritual work, is coming here to pay dividends and pay, you know, just pay really beautiful, handsome rewards, especially if you have this sense of gratitude in your life. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And by you, they mean the universe, God, source, you know, that little fractal of God or source or creator that is within everything. The flow of the water, the movement of a hand, the blooming of a flower, just the singing of song of people at concerts, like, you know, just this beautiful divine energy that moves through and rushes through all of us, that spark of life. Have gratitude for this spark of life, for the gifts, for just having this opportunity to be here right now on this planet. And now they're directing me here. The knower that knows. There's a knower within you who always knows what to do, where to go, and with whom to connect. The evidence of being attuned to that voice is that you are flooded with peace, ease, grace, and an electric vitality. That electric vitality, that's what I was talking about here. Amplify the voice of the knower by acting on its wisdom. So yes, this is you following your intuition. The knower that knows is that intuition, that higher self, that it does not yell. It does not yell over the ego. The ego, that's the one that likes to yell. That intuition, that inner voice normally is a very quiet hum, just below, just beneath the surface, that you can really only tap into and hear and utilize when things are silent, things are quiet. But of course, if you're in this mode of danger and you hear a very loud voice within yourself, either a guide, an angel, a crossover loved one, or your higher self is trying to get your attention, they will speak very loudly in those instances as well. But for the most part, for your just day-to-day operation, that intuition is it's a very low hum. It's almost like, you know, a little fan coming on in the background. Like you can sense it when you tune into it, but you know, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle if you're not paying attention. So pay attention, be very mindful, be very present. That's what part of the spiritual check-in is, just to be more mindful, be more present. Also, we have here the right action card. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this word. Aparigraha literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So letting go these things that maybe you've even desperately clung to, even if you know they're toxic and they have outlived their expression or their welcome date or expiration. That's what I meant, not expression, expiration date. But because it's comfortable, because it's something you know what to expect. You know when the cycle comes up and the same old fight is coming with certain people or the coworkers or whatever it is, you know what to expect. So it's almost easier to just stay in that, even though it sucks and it's yucky and toxic. But this is you moving out of that. This is you taking the right action, letting go of what you know is no longer serving you. It's probably going to be, for most of you, real close to the surface, if not above the surface, like peeking and rearing its ugly head. And you're like, okay, this came back around again. I'm just done. I'm done. I'm releasing. I'm letting it go. I'm moving on. And the same thing, you know, this is a very wheel energy in and of itself. Let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. That is very wheel energy. What comes around goes around. This too shall pass is another thing, both good and bad. That's very wheel energy as well. But luck and right timing are on your side right now, both spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of the above. You guys really do have a lot of just beautiful access to this higher dimensional, higher vibrational energy. And then we also have stars in the sky with limitless possibility. So you really are, once you release a lot of this denser, heavier energy, you're gonna have access to that sense of limitlessness, just this sense of expansion in your life, very Jupiter energy as well. Maybe some of you are being called to stargaze or to connect with your star galactic family, your star tribe, your brothers and sisters in other star systems. But we have the number 51 here, which adds up to 6, which is all about that motherly energy, bringing beautiful balance back into your life and forgiving yourself. Self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others. It's a very forgiving number, very temperance energy as well here. So it's almost like you guys have 2 tarot major arcanas, the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance, checking on in. But I do get star energy with this as well. So it's almost like 3 major arcanas. And, you know, that star energy, that comes after the Tower in tarot. So wishes are coming true for you guys on a spiritual level, physical, mental, emotional level. This feels good. All that yucky, heavy stuff, it's like most of you have gone through the bulk of it and you're ready to come out on the other side. Some of you have recently completely gotten through the bulk of it and you're already on the other side, just ready to look forward. This might just be a reminder of how far you've come for those of you. Those of you who still feel very much immersed in this yuckiness, this having to right past wrongs, this healing, this shadow work, this forgiveness for yourself and others, just know that it will not last forever. Again, this too shall pass. You will be able to, in divine time, be able to reap those beautiful benefits. The good karma from your past is coming in as well. So wherever you fall in that spectrum, just know that things are looking up for you very soon. And I love you guys. You will just have to let me know below if this resonated, what you thought, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at The Done Creative and also over on my live stream channel, The Done Creative Live, where I go live doing readings over there a few times a week. Please come and join us in the High Vibe Tribe chat room. And let's just hang out and do some readings. I love you guys so much. All right, bye. All right, group 3, let's go ahead and do this spiritual checkup or check-in. Let's just see if there's any words of advice, how well you're doing, just anything Spirit wants to highlight about your spiritual journey, your spiritual path. All right, so let's start right here in the middle, and I figured this card would represent kind of the overall theme or the overall energy of the reading. And we have here deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Wow, you guys have really taken what we were talking about in group 2 up a whole notch. And oh my goodness, I can't even with how much these cards really go with each other here. So if you were trying to decide between piles 2 and 3, I would say there are many beautiful little nuggets of wisdom over in group 2 as well. But let's get into this before you head on over, if that's what you want to do. We're going to start here with this Arcturus energy and talking about this physical and emotional healing in your life. This is like a huge theme in the collective because where we're going vibrationally with this Christ consciousness, this 5th dimensional consciousness, we can't take all this dense and very heavy past trauma, wounds, guilts, resentments. We can't bring this toxicity with us, so we have to cleanse ourselves of it. This is not pushing it away or denying it or resisting it. No, we are not spiritually bypassing anything here on this channel. We are facing these inner demons, these wounds, these traumas. We are facing them because when we feel them, we heal them, we deal with them, and we release them so that we can move forward. That's what I call the backpack full of bricks. Every time we have a wound or some sort of trauma in our life, it's another brick in the backpack that we carry around. And after a while, our shoulders hurt, our backs ache, and it's just too much. And sometimes we just need a hot minute to put that backpack down and just cry, grieve, feel the feelings of these emotions. And as we do that, we release a few of these bricks. And maybe sometimes we release the whole bag of bricks. And then, as we live our lives again, we acquire some bricks along the way. But this is just you with this check-in. You are doing a deep dive with your physical and emotional healing because you guys are realizing on like a cellular level that all of your chronic pains, chronic illnesses, just unhealthy lifestyles, your belief systems, your bad habits, all of this stem from some sort of spiritual root. Like these are symptoms of something with a very spiritual cause. So when you can get to the spiritual root of whatever problem is manifesting or disease or injuries or grievances that you have in your life, once you realize they have a spiritual root, that is how you can go in and extract it by the root and then heal it on that cellular level is really what I'm seeing. So freaking much healing, you guys. I can't with you guys. This is amazing. But listen, we've got here Rainbow Obsidian. Heal your heart. And we've also got grief with a great big heart right here in the middle, like a heart organ, not like the shape heart. That is a heart organ. But it says, tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. So many of you will be having some like tears, a big purge of past emotions surrounding something that you were grieving or someone that you were grieving the loss of. Could be a loved one or a family member that passed away. could be the breakup of a relationship that you had experienced in the past, the loss of a job, the loss of a home, the loss of a family. Whether they crossed on or just went separate ways, I mean, you can still carry this sense of grief with you over the loss of something. But look, with this rainbow obsidian, you are healing this grief. You are healing this broken heart, this wounded heart. You are healing it. And one of the best ways to heal it is to feel it, right? I always say that on my channel. I really went in with that theme going on in group 2 as well. But tears are what happens when ice melts in the heart. Tears are cleansing. Water is cleansing. Getting into water. With this card, it feels very airy, or not airy, like very, almost like you can see some waves of the ocean here kind of overlaid, and almost like underwater kind of look is really what I pick up with this. So maybe doing some sort of sensory deprivation or float tank, where you're going somewhere to float, or getting in the water, the ocean, the lakes, streams, rivers, whatever resonates for you, or even just your own bathtub, doing some sort of detox bath or sea salt bath. This will really help cleanse your energy, your emotions, your mind, body, soul, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual wounds. You're detoxifying all of this, and a lot of it for you guys like really stems from this feeling of grief for something or many somethings that have happened in your past. This sense of grief is really strong with you guys. So maybe you have lost a lot of friends and loved ones who have passed away. And, you know, every time we lose someone, it's like another nail to the heart, another loss. You know, I'm seeing like that 3 of Swords energy as well. So someone may have gone through like a really rough breakup, or, you know, you barely escaped with your life from some sort of traumatic event even that you're still reeling from. And it's just been very hard, very difficult, very painful for you. But you are looking on the other side of that. You're like coming out on the other side of that. We also have the Shungite card, detox your life. So you guys are detoxing not just this spiritual wound, emotional wounds, and mental wounds, and your physical, but your also physical body. I see a lot of purging. So you may have some little digestive upsets, maybe some skin eruptions with some rashes or acne or something, but this is like your skin is your biggest organ, so that would be your skin detoxing. But Shungite is a great stone to carry for detox, for, you know, combating EMF frequencies and keeping negativity at bay, or transmuting that negativity and keeping it out of your aura, and it like kind of encapsulates itself within the Shungite instead. But many of you are looking to eat healthier, eat cleaner. Maybe some of the supplements you're taking would be cleaner, just cleaning up your home, your energy. Even like I was talking about the EMF frequencies, just not carrying your phone in a pocket or on your body, not using the phone up to your head, because it's very, you know, actually the smartphones are very dangerous. And also like those AirPods, those like wireless headphones are very, very heavy radiation right to your brain. And, you know, there are no long-term studies on what this stuff does to us. So really being mindful to really level up yourself spiritually, be really mindful of the negative frequencies, the negative people, the negative just things that bring down your vibration and make your energy more dense, like processed foods and just really chemical laden foods, waters, all of this. You want to get the purest of sources of everything you can. If you are eating meat, try to get it from a farm raised, a local place if you can, because that's less likely with the factory farming to be, you know, factory farming, it's laden with hormones and antibiotics and all sorts of stuff. But if you can buy your fruits, your veg, your meats, and all of this as locally or as close to your local area as possible, you're gonna get the most health and benefits from it. But detox your life. This means so many things. And I was even saying cleaning up your home, and we've got the #1 card here, a tidy house, clarity and organization. So maybe some of your minds are very cluttered and need a little detox. So clearing the mind, clearing the clutter from the mind can also kind of start a ripple effect into your home, wanting to clear the clutter from your home and just have a really, you know, they say cleanliness is next to godliness, and they just mean it as you're paying like service to keeping all of your belongings in a place where they're tidy and organized. This can really clear your mind. And when everything in your home has a home for itself, you won't even have to think when you're cleaning up or tidying. You can just, okay, this goes here, this goes there, this goes there. But half the battle for most people, especially when you have children or a lot of people that live with you, is getting a system in place. Not only that, but then getting everyone in the home on board with the system that's in place and following through and taking action with the system. Because if even one person's like, yeah, I don't care to do this system, it kind of starts to fall apart after a while. So maybe putting some sort of new routine or system of organization in the home would really benefit some of you. And you think, well, that's a physical thing, like how's that going to benefit me spiritually? Believe you me, they're all connected. They really are. But there is a new beginning for some of you. Maybe some of you are getting a new home as a result of a lot of work you've done to heal yourself and clear a lot of this past stuff. And now you're open to expand and actually have a new place to call home. So speaking of expanding, we've got expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Yes, so when you get more into this heart center, this heart space, this is getting you out of ego, getting into this, this heart area. That's where you can really feel into your emotions and feel what is it that needs healed, what is it that needs released, what is it that needs brought online for me, what is it I'm missing out on in my life, and how can I get it? How can I provide myself with the best love and care? And because Jupiter is that planet of expansion in your life, wherever Jupiter is currently transiting in your chart and wherever your natal Jupiter is, and also the sign of Sagittarius, and in Vedic astrology, also Pisces. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces both in Vedic astrology, but I believe Neptune, I believe Neptune rules Pisces in Western, but take what resonates. But the houses that Jupiter rules within your chart and where Jupiter sits in your chart, in your natal birth chart, and where Jupiter is transiting, these are all going to be clues as to where you are expanding your consciousness and expanding in your life. Okay, so we also have the number 37 here, which adds up to a 1 or a 10, but then that adds up to a 1. So we basically have the number 11 because we have 1 and 1. So the number 11, you may be seeing a lot of 1111. That's your higher self coming in to let you know you're on the right track. You're awakening to your spiritual gifts, to what it is you're here to do on this planet, and you're having this deeper sense of purpose as a result of you healing yourself to the core, diving in and really getting to the root cause of your own issues, your own traumas, wounds, problems, whatever you want to call these things in your life. When you can clear these things for yourself, you can then help others learn to do the same for themselves as well, and you become a major inspiration with other people. But here with the Magician's Sword, this is you having confidence in your magic. And I love that we've got the Ace of Swords here, which is a card all about clarity, and you have the Clarity and Organization card as well. So this is like double Ace of Swords here, double ones. I love when things come out like this. And I know, yeah, these are two cards from the same deck, so maybe the author of this deck had that in mind when she wrote these. I don't know, but I love it. I love how it all lines up. But having confidence in your magic, having confidence and trust in your own intuition, trusting your higher self to come in and really expand your life in such a beautiful way, to remove this dense, heavy energy, that backpack full of bricks I'm always talking about. You're taking out the bricks. You're done carrying this crap around. You guys really are done with it. And you know, a lot of times people are like, oh, grief is such a low vibrational emotion. I beg to differ. I know being in grief feels like the lowest vibration of all. It feels so heavy and sad and dark and just lonely even. But you can't experience grief without having that love in your heart, right? Because grief is just an expression of love with nowhere to go. Like no place that you can point it to. Like there's no target that you can even shoot that bow and arrow at. Well, you shoot the arrow, not the bow. You know what I mean though? Like say someone leaves your life or passes away, that love, you know, in your perspective or the human perspective, that love now has nowhere to go. It can't reach its target. But once you get on this spiritual path, you realize the energy does not die. The body died, but the person you loved was not their body. I mean, it was a piece of what you loved about them possibly, but it was not the end all be all of who that person was. So when you can realize you can still have a relationship with these people who have passed from beyond the veil, you then have that target you can aim for, and your love will reach the target, and by way of that, you will be able to eliminate the grief and keep the love. You will keep the love for this person who passed on, release the grief, and then start a new type of relationship with this person. For some of you, that I think was a very important message to hear, because you just feel so empty, so lost without this person. It could have been a grandparent, a friend, a twin flame, a love, a child even. I'm picking up someone who lost a child, a boy, a little boy. Very blue energy. Maybe his favorite color was blue. But you guys, you really are finding this sense of confidence in trusting your intuition, in trusting that you still have connections to those who've crossed over. Bringing more of your gifts online, your spiritual gifts, your creative gifts, just your healing abilities as well, which I think is a very spiritual gift. So you are doing the healing, and you know, healers have to heal themselves before they can really go out and make a difference out in the world. Not to say that if you're not 100% healed, you can't heal anyone else. That's not what I'm saying here, but when you really do that work on yourself, it benefits everyone else. That's really what I'm trying to say here. So we also have right here, love the ones you're with. As if this were your last day on earth, give 100% of your gifts to the project or person in front of you now. Stop waiting to exhale. Though your circumstances may not be perfect, consider this to be permission to give all the love you've got to the ones you're with. That is such a powerful message, especially pairing that up with that grief. The woulda, shoulda, couldas. I should have visited one more time. I shouldn't have said that mean thing right before they passed away. You know, whatever it was. I should have been around more. You know, you can woulda, shoulda, coulda yourself right off a cliff, because it can become even heavier. It can really expand the grief that you have going on. So again, heal yourself. Heal your heart. Allow your heart to heal. Allow yourself to forgive yourself. Forgive others. Forgive the situations at play. Forgiveness is going to be one thing that you can really use to unlock some healing in your life as well. We really did go in and touch on that a lot. Forgiveness was a major theme in group 2 as well. And there was some major connections between groups 2 and 1. So really, this just tells me when there's so many connections between groups that this is a collective energy. And many of us that are starseeds, lightworkers, earth angels, whatever you want to call yourself or not call yourself, because I know, like me, a lot of you probably don't like labels, but whatever it is you resonate with, let's put it that way. Whatever it is you resonate with, just know that this is a collective for those of us who are on a more spiritual path. We are done playing small. We are done being sick and tired, and we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we're ready to move through the grief and just experience and express the love in every moment. And when you can really start to do that, again, it's not something you have to do all at once and overnight everything changes. This is something you can do little by little as it comes to the surface, and really dive in when you feel the need. But you guys really are cleaning up your life. At the very least, you're cleaning up your physical and emotional wounds, which is huge, because when you can feel really good in a physical way and an emotional way, you can really show up in your life to do amazing things and really expand what it is you're here to do, and really share these beautiful gifts you guys have with not just yourself, but with others and the whole world. So I hope this beautiful spiritual checkup or check-in resonated with you guys. You're doing a great job. So just keep going in the direction of your own physical and emotional healing and cleaning up your life, and just, you know, making your life the most beautiful, shiny example of what it is to live a purposeful life. And you will then inspire others to do the same. I love you guys so much. I hope that this resonated. You will have to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share, any comments. I always love to hear what you have to say and read all of your lovely, lovely comments. And thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative, and also over on my live stream channel, The Done Creative Live, where I go live doing readings over there a few times a week. Link for that channel is in the description below, and we hope to see you over there and back here as well. We will check you later. All right, bye.